All right. Yeah. Um, I haven't uploaded in a long time, and I felt it was necessary to do. And yeah, my mains one went really horrible, horrid, trash, bad, whatever you call it. It went bad, and a lot bad. Uh, it's taking me a lot of time to actually sink in and realize that I've done really, 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 really bad, just pure garbage, dog water, bad, I would say. But here's me trying to accept my failure. The first step towards coming out of or moving on from a failed attempt at anything in life is to accept it that it is not for you or it wasn't meant for you. Yes, this was made not to gain sympathy or validation, but if there are any other people who put their heart and soul in but did not get the desired results, yeah, this is for them. Uh, if I wanted to say a lot of things. I forgot most of them now, seeing the camera. But there's just one thing that I don't really have any regrets in terms of just working for it. I don't really have. I worked a lot. In fact, the past 4 5 months I did not upload a video because I felt that it would be, some kind of a person would keep a kala nazar on me, and an evil eye on me. It was a very stupid superstitious thing. I should have uploaded, I guess so. Yeah, that's why I didn't upload. I tried to stay focused. I'll be honest, there were a lot of ups and downs during the time of preparation itself. I mean, let us say you have a sample space of 25 days. I would probably waste like 3 4 days, and then I would study for the rest of it. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you could call it hard work, but I did that. And now the point is just understanding the mistakes that I've made, and that is being extremely dangerously underconfident and taking a lot of stress on me. Yeah, it's not needed, and I've learned it the hard way. I remember my chemistry faculty sir telling me that you take a lot of unwanted pressure. Or, he used to ask me, "What are you trying to prove with all of this?" I used to feel a bit sad at that time because I wanted to be, the person who was ideal. Just I've seen a lot of these, people's stories on YouTube, Quora, where they've said that they were really down for during the time of J preparation. They were really depressed at that time, and I used to think that okay, if you are depressed, you won't have any other distractions, and ultimately you're going to perform well in JE. And I can say that's absolutely false. Don't lose yourself during your J preparation. Don't think that okay, if I have a little bit of fun, it'll ruin my preparation. No, in fact, it'll help you or aid you in your preparation. Don't think that if I smile or if I laugh or if I take care of myself, it is going to be bad because I need to only focus on J. The thing is, there are two different aspects to which students approach J. Serious students. One set of students who usually succeed, they make JE a part of their life. And the second set of students who have a fair chance of succeeding, they make JE their life. And I tried, miserably failed. If any of my classmates are watching, you can you can roast me down in the comments. But yeah, it was true. I miserably failed in that. And in just in the retrospect, I've understood that you should not lose yourself. I focused a lot on the result, on the outcome. I used to think that, okay, I left, say, logic gates in semiconductors. There will be 5 questions from logic gates only in my paper because I'm a bad person. I'm a very unlucky person. And I used to think that, okay, I left ionic equilibrium. I knew that ionic equilibrium max to max one question will come. But I even like, I'd say 2 minutes before the exam also, I was thinking, oh, yo, what happened? I didn't study ionic equilibrium, etc., etc. Even though I knew the chance of maximum of 2 questions coming is also really, really small. So don't overthink. Don't lose your confidence. The moment you lose your confidence, consider your JEE preparation to be over, because no matter how hard you work, I'm a living example of it. That was my biggest mistake. I look like an idiot now. I look like a POS, piece of shit now, because I have committed the biggest, the most idiotic, and I would say the most fraudulent, as in I cheated myself. You know, I robbed myself of what could have happened. So don't ever do that. Don't lose yourself. Don't uh, kind of think that I'm not good enough. No, it's really bad. If anyone who's preparing for JE 2026 or who's failed JE 2025 shift 1 just like me, or session 1, don't ever do that. I regret it a lot, and the thing is, it hurts. It hurts a lot. It hurts a fucking lot, because if you hadn't put any effort, you would have felt like, okay, I didn't put any effort. Maybe in the next attempt, I could have put more. I can put more efforts, and get a decent score. But the thing is, I'd maxed out there, but I was an absolute. I had a. I don't think I have a brain. I have a dustbin for a brain because of the kachra that goes inside. That that your waste. You're not good enough. You don't have potential. Just don't think things like these. And this is where I went wrong in my preparation. I think I've yapped for around 7 minutes now, but this is important, because again, this is a kind of a note to my future self. All right, let me tell you a story which really helped me to look at things in a different way. Yesterday, I learnt about the results coming out. In fact, my physics faculty, he was a person who told me that, okay, results have come out, go check them. And I was with one of my friends, one of my junior friends, and we were going on, to the metro. And I checked my result, and immediately I started burning up, because again, I'm not going to reveal my result because it's not even worthy of mentioning. So I started burning up, and I am not doing again for sympathy validation. I don't give a fuck about what people think. I'm just telling this because this is the truth. And I decided to document my journey, and if I don't, again, I'm cheating myself, I'm robbing myself. So yeah, I started burning up, and what I decided was, okay, fine, I'll go home now. I'll write any tests or do any studies at home now. I went home, and I went to the metro. I got down at the station, and I had to fetch an auto, and I used Uber for it. And while I don't know, usually Uber takes 2 or 3 minutes, and today it took me around, that is yesterday, it took around 7 to 8 minutes for the auto to come in. And what happened was, I was about to cancel it. Then the ride got confirmed, and I was waiting. And while I was waiting, I was extremely depressed yesterday. Even now, I don't have the intrinsic motivation to get up and do things. But yesterday, I got into the Uber, and I decided that ki, if I'm such a spoiled sport, it wouldn't be a good experience for both of us. That is the auto driver as well as myself. So I initiated conversation. I said, Anna, நீங்க என்ன full time auto ஓட்டுறீங்களா? Because I usually ask this, and auto people also, they kind of like to talk with people. So he told, இல்ல, I do it half time, part time. And he told me he works somewhere in an office. I asked him if it's okay for him to tell me why he's doing auto part time. He told me that he had studied fashion designing from a college in Chennai, and he was a lecturer, full-time lecturer at that same college where he graduated from, and he was getting paid, I mean, a decent salary of around 35,000 back in 2012 or 2013-14, and he had to leave the job. I asked him, you were getting paid well back then, as you said, and why? What was the necessity for leaving? He told me that his familial situation was not really good. His father was not around, and he had his mother was a single lady, and he had to take care of two younger brothers who were pursuing engineering, and he got transferred to Madurai. That meant that he couldn't go to Madurai because it would be tough for his mother alone to take care of both their sons. So he told me he quit his job there and he started working as a delivery agent, and he used to make 13,000 rupees per month as a delivery agent. And he told me a lot of his life experiences, and from that I understood a lot. I mean, I've been yapping for around 11 minutes, but again, if you've come till this point in the video, I understood a lot about life, about the way life proceeds. He was an educated man. I mean, for the people who are in the JA community or preparing aspirants, they wouldn't think anything else from anything apart from a BTech or B degree from IIT or NIT or Triple IT is worth a degree or something. But he was an educated person. He spoke really good English. He spoke really really good English, and he told me he had two kids. He had a family to take care of, and I asked him, why don't you kind of go to other jobs? He told me that all the other jobs involve some kind of a dirty politics there, so he wanted to do it in the right way. And I didn't know this person, but he told me so much about his life, and I told him about my JE thing. That is, it went bad, and one thing he told me was, Tambi, life does not always go the way you want it to. You might want something really really bad, you might want something to happen at any cost, but life is not always kind of kind to you. He said he wanted to open a boutique. He was interested in tailoring, designing clothes, and I mean, he was a very, what do you say, he had a lot of muscles. He didn't look like the kind of a person who would be interested in fashion, but he did that out of his passion. He wanted to open a boutique in Annanagar, but he said that he couldn't afford to, and has been driving an auto for the past 2 3 years to manage expenses at his house. And and I felt touched by the story, because he was a random stranger. He had no business of sharing his personal life to me, but he did. And one thing that I've understood, that is, life will not go in the way you want it to. His friends who were doing much much worse than him in school, he told me, were now doing 80,000, 90,000 rupees per month salary jobs at IT companies. And here he was earning 18,000 rupees as a delivery agent, and around 18,000 rupees from his auto. And that too living in Anand. So the way life is proceeding is unpredictable. Sometimes you might work very very hard for something and you're not going to get it, and it's important for us to accept that, and it's important for me to accept that. This is a note to myself, basically. This is not some kind of validation seeking, people pleasing video. No, sometimes, or many a times, or most of the times, life goes in a way in which you wouldn't expect it. I often question, why did my mains go wrong? And it all led to that one point, that is, you created a bigger cloud than it was supposed to be. It was just fog, but I thought it was a thunderstorm. You get the reference? So that was my biggest problem, and I've not completely accepted my failure, but I'm understanding it. And this is a note to myself: in the future, if things ever go wrong, then maybe it was supposed to go wrong. Maybe you have a second attempt, maybe you have a second chance, or maybe you don't. If Dhoni took that flight to Agartala, who knows, he wouldn't have been the Mahi that we love and adore. I'm not saying I'm Tala. Okay? I'm not saying I'm Dhoni and all. You have to see my stomach. I'm very fat. But the thing is, Life takes you in a very thorny path sometimes, in a very, what do you say, very poison ridden path. Whatever you see is not going to be glitter, and it hurts. But again, it is what life is supposed to be. All these years I've been living in a bubble, just work hard, get marks in CBSE school, exams, etc. But now I've faced my first challenge, and I'm happy that I did it, because I have no regrets. Of course it hurts. Of course it hurts a lot. My heart feels heavy. I feel like crying. I feel like, just laying on the bed and not waking up, but I can't afford to. So yeah, this is my longest video ever, if I'm not wrong. So if you've reached till this point, which I believe that no human, no person with a sane mind would do, but if you have, then keep going, keep pushing through. I am a hypocrite, by the way. I say a lot of things, I app a lot of things, but I don't follow them. But I'll try to make sure I'll give my best again for the second attempt, for boards, for J Advanced, and let's see how that goes. So until then, I don't want to take the name, but it's Project IT. Ashwath signing off. Thank you.